going to do a weekly reading vlog. I have been enjoying reading again. Wow. And I thought that I would do a little video to talk about what I'm reading throughout this week. Just a little tidbit about me is I mostly read science fiction and fantasy. I read a little bit of literary fiction, I read a little bit of nonfiction, I read a little bit of manga. You'll see a lot of manga on my shelf here. That's really my fiance's forte. Typically, I read science fiction and fantasy. Science fiction being my favorite of the two. But I'm in a little bit of a science fiction slump, I think. I haven't been able to find something that has been pulling me in lately. And anything I have is just way too long for what I'm wanting at this moment. What science fiction book am I reading right now? Currently I'm in the middle of Expeditionary Force. Is that right? I think that's right. I'm reading that on my Kindle right now, and I think it's like a 20-book long series, but it interested me because it was like, I think like 300 pages or something. And another little tidbit about me, because I know you're dying to hear, I don't really like military stuff. Just doesn't really interest me. In the context of history, it interests me, but not like on its own. Expeditionary Force started to feel that way. I really like the concept. It's a little silly. It's a little funny. And I was enjoying that, but he is ex-military and he's going into a Space Force military-esque thing. And it was getting a little too technical for my liking. It felt like it was meant for someone who knew military terms. So I've been about halfway through that for 2 months. So we'll see if I'm able to finish that. But up on the docket, I am currently reading Theft of Swords by Michael C. Sullivan and have been loving that. So let's talk about that a little bit. So I started reading Theft of Swords yesterday. And this is technically 2 books in 1 volume. Whenever Orbit published it, I guess they just decided to put them in 1 volume. I've already read, I can't remember the name of the series. First book is Age of Myth. I've already read that entire series, and I started with that because I already had Age of Myth. And I was also confused because the Goodreads page said that this book was like number 6 in the series, or like number 7 in the series. So I was like, obviously I don't want to start here. In publication order, this was published first. So I've read 1 series from this world already that was based, I think, like 1,000 years in the future from this book. So it's a lot of lore explanation, a lot of world building, which is an interesting insight reading this now, because I have all of those little tidbits. So I wouldn't caution you against that. I honestly don't think it matters either way, personally. Like I said, I started reading this last night, and I say last night, I started reading it yesterday, and I can't put this down. It's so good, and it's so much better than the other series that I read, because this is based in medievalist time. The other book was like the beginnings of a society, so it was very bare, I guess, is the best way I can think to describe it. This feels so much more dense and exciting. And since it's split into 2 books, I finished the first one last night. It starts and it just doesn't stop. It's exciting. You have so many questions. You're so enthralled with the story and the characters. I've been loving it. So I'm working through book 2 in this book today. So we'll see how that goes. My milk technically went bad 2 days ago. But I don't think that I'm choosing to care about that. So it's already gonna make me poopy. Why does it matter if it went bad 2 days ago or not? Since recording this and having a really bad espresso pull, I realized how poorly I made this. And if you're judging me, don't, because I have since learned. Thank you. That was a bad espresso pull. And that, my friends, makes me very sad. But I'm still going to drink it anyway. This is not mixed up well. Okay, let's give her a taste test. It could definitely be better. What do you think, Popo? Thoughts? Yeah. The judge has ruled, and he's ruled it a poor coffee. I guess, even though that was second to the finest grind setting, I should probably grind finer because it was a very fast pull. That's okay. We keep on trucking. I got packages. I do my best not to order from Amazon, and most of the time I succeed. However, I had to order some gifts for a friend's birthday, and this one I just ordered for myself. We use this really cute candle warmer in our kitchen, and I subscribe to a candle subscription, and I find that we have more candles than we use because I just don't like leaving lit flames around, and the candle warmer is just so nice. So I got one for our bedroom, and it's a little bit different. I say different in that it's different than what we already have. Not that it's like different, like cool, you know? Although it is cute. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. For my friend's gift, try to get all of my packages delivered on the same day, but one got delayed till tomorrow. Let's see. So I love coffee, and last year we got him an AeroPress and he loves it, so we just decided to kind of keep that theme going. So I got him a nice Fellow to-go mug. Kind of want to open this. Would that be bad? Fuck it. Ooh, it's nice. Ceramic lined, so it doesn't give like a metallic taste. Okay. Travel mug. A reusable filter for his AeroPress. A little caddy to hold all of his AeroPress stuff in. I finished Theft of Swords last night. I did finish this book in 2 days. It was so good. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It really surprised me. This book surprised me. The characters are so charming. If you don't know, basically it's these two thieves that work as their own contractors for nobles. And they do things that nobles need them to do. Obviously, there's a bigger bad. And the story is kind of navigating that and how these two people fit into that world. I cannot wait to read the second one. It took all of my willpower to not just order it on Amazon, but I try not to order books through Amazon. So I will be going to Barnes & Noble this weekend. I've been really good though, y'all. I've been trying not to buy books this year, and I've been doing a really good job. I do still subscribe to Broken Binding. I don't really count that in my book buying ban, but it is a little bit difficult whenever you're in a series and you want the second and the third of the series, and to just read it on your Kindle makes it a little tricky. So I will probably be going to Barnes & Noble this weekend to buy the second of this book, and then also the first book in the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, because I am on the last trilogy of the Realm of the Elderlings, and I am eager to read that. Now that this one's done, and I won't be continuing it until this weekend, I am moving on to a book that I checked out on Libby. So this is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. It is, I guess, the second in the series of The Handmaid's Tale. I have seen the entire series of Handmaid's Tale. Loved it. Although my opinions are a little bit different, I think, about the last season. I didn't really like it that much. But I can talk about that at a different time if I'm so inclined. However, the book was really good. I thought that I wouldn't get much out of it because I knew that the TV show held pretty true to the book, at least the first season, and that's true, it did. But Margaret Atwood's writing is so poignant and so blunt. I really enjoyed it. So I'm interested to read The Testaments. I know that they are planning on making this a TV series as well. I am just interested to see what happens in this one. So this is what we're going to be focusing on today. I, however, need to get my steps in. I do try to get 9,000 steps a day, and most of that is spent reading and walking. So I'm going to go do that. Work has been a little bit crazy, so I haven't been able to read much today, which is fine. That's fine. I'm gonna make my coffee. That way I can sit and read, admiring my beautiful flowers from my sweet, sweet men. I am 15% of the way through Testaments by Margaret Atwood, and it's not quite what I was expecting. I was under the impression that Testaments was all about June's daughter, but that's not the case. And I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna go read that. I am about 30% of the way through Testaments now. I don't want to give too much away about it because I feel like I didn't know too much going into it. It's basically about both of June's kids, both in and out of Gilead, and also about Aunt Lydia, which that I was not expecting. I knew it was about her kid. I assumed it was just the one inside Gilead. It's been interesting reading about the one outside of Gilead and also Aunt Lydia as well. God, is it such a difficult book to read though? And I feel like probably now that I'm ruminating on it more, probably not the best book for me to read at this present moment. Nonetheless, I persevere and I am genuinely enjoying it. So it's really hard for me to not read it. I am also so tired today. I don't know what it is. I am just sluggish. So I've been dabbling in matcha lately. So I'm going to try to make myself a matcha. Will it give me anxiety? Will it make me even more tired, or will it give me energy? Those are the real questions. Most of the time, it is the first two and not the last one. So why I keep doing it to myself, I don't know, but nonetheless, we'll see. I decided to go to Half Price Books. I decided that Testaments was probably not the best place for me to be mentally. Or I'm just using that as an excuse to try to find a new book. I don't know. Hoping I can find what I'm looking for here, and if I can't, then I will be going to Barnes & Noble. But we're gonna try Half Price Books first, so see how this goes. Okay, I know what I was saying yesterday. All of the excuses about me going to Barnes & Noble was because I thought that I wasn't in the right headspace for the Testaments, and I probably wasn't. However, I had like 25% of the book left, so I felt like I needed to just push through. Who cares about your mental health? So that's what I did today. I finished the Testaments, and I am giving this a 3 out of 5 stars, solely for the fact because I don't think that it was necessary. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the story that it had to tell, but it left a little bit more, I was gonna say it left more to be desired, but I don't even think that's the case. I think it just didn't hit the way I wanted it to. I don't think she had more to say. I wish that it had given more perspective on Gilead. I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of wish it went a different direction. So yeah, done with the Testaments. Since I did go ahead and buy the second of the riyria? Sure, we're gonna go with riyria. The riyria Revelations, I think it is. So Rise of Empire is the second book in the riyria Revelations. I will be probably starting that today. I've got a little bit to do in terms of gym and errands and stuff, so I'll get to that when I get to it. But so far, I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. So, that's good. So happy to be in my bed reading. It's like my favorite time of the day at like 7 p.m. I am continuing with Rise of Empire, and I'm 40 pages in on Rise of Empire, and so happy that I'm choosing to continue the series. It feels like a warm blanket, you know? I love that feeling of like, it's like going back home almost. So I've got my candle, got my cats, and now I'm gonna read. I'm checking in from Saturday morning. I read quite a bit yesterday, actually. I got to page like 250 of Rise of Empire. And this book is a little slower, but it's still really good. I feel like they're doing a lot more character building, like character lore in this part of the book. And I'm really enjoying that. I'm liking getting to know the characters better. I'm hoping that I can finish the first half of this book by today. That would be nice. But I have a pretty busy Saturday. From 2 p.m. to the rest of the day, I will be busy. So I am currently playing Hello Kitty Adventure Island because that is another one of my obsessions recently. I might go to the gym. I don't know. I'm still sore from like 2 days ago. So I might just rest. We'll see. I tried a heatless curl method last night, which doesn't always work for my hair. And it seemed to do, I mean, it gave me something. So I don't know. We'll see if it holds. I'm not putting anything in my hair to make it hold. So, and then also my favorite nail polish from Mooncat. It's like a sci-fi girly's dream. So I'm gonna play my little game. I might read a bit. Popo's kind of stealing it from me right now. But yeah, happy Saturday. Do much reading yesterday. It was a busy day, so I read a little bit. I'm now on page 300 of Rise of Empire. I'm hoping to finish the first book in this volume today. Hopefully I'll get a little bit further than that because I have quite a few uninterrupted hours to do so. I'm thinking I might take a bath and use a bath bomb that my coworker gave me and relax and try to get a bit of reading done. I'm looking forward to it. I love Sunday evenings. It's really my night to reset and relax. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This, I think I might have already said it, but this book in the volume, I mean, it's confusing. There's 2 books in this volume, and the first one is quite slower than the other ones have been. So it's not as like fast-paced and jammed-packed. I'm not like glued to the page like I was with the previous book. So I'm looking forward to seeing the conclusion of this one and then moving on to the next one. Okay, so I finished book 1 in Rise of Empire. I feel like I've said this so many times in this video, but I really enjoyed it. Michael J. Sullivan is so good at cliffhangers. Like, I finished the first book and I'm like, I have to immediately start reading the next one. I think it's interesting too because like I stated earlier, I've read the series that takes place 1,000 years before this series, and I was kind of worried about that because I was scared I'd see like inconsistencies or like retconning sort of. And that is absolutely not the case. They don't reference the past that much in this book, and when they do, it's like associated with folklore and religion. And so he goes into a lot more detail in the series about the lore. It's interesting how history can change depending on who's telling it, and I think he highlights that pretty well in this series as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to moving on to book 2 because you're finally learning more about the characters themselves and their development. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna start book 2. I'm going to finish this vlog, and I am finishing it on page 474 of Rise of Empire. I really wanted to finish this in this video, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I'll save it for next time. As for the status of where I am in this book, it is getting very exciting. I already know that I'm gonna have to buy the next one probably immediately after I finish this one. If I were smart, I'd just buy it now, so it'd be here, ready for when I'm done with this one, but alas. I never claimed to be smart. I had a really fun time making this. I really enjoy watching vlogs. It's like one of my favorite forms of content on YouTube. Just the slow monotony of everyday life. I love that. I had a really enjoyable time making this, and I'm looking forward to making more. So if you stayed till the end, thank you. I really appreciate you. And if you want to see more of this, let me know. But this was fun. And until next time, bye.